What is going on, guys? The Stanley Cup is well on our way right now, but I just want to make this video kind of recapping the Hurricanes 2018-19 season, a vlog of Game 4 of the Bruins and Canes, and just kind of talk about what this season meant to us as Hurricanes fans, you know, the jerks. And take this from the perspective of an 18-year-old lifelong Hurricanes fan. I mean, realistically, I'd say I've been closely following the team since like 2009, 10, 11-ish. So I've been with them through these mediocre, subpar, no playoff, false hope years, and it hasn't been very fun, but I've stuck with it. I've still gone to a decent amount of games, though it has kind of declined in the last few years. But I still try to watch every single game, and this season was different. And I guess it all started when we somehow got that second draft pick and picked Andrei Svechnikov. That was just a huge morale boost for this fan base and one of the few really great off-season moments for the Canes. So I guess I'll just go over a general overview of how the regular season went. So we started out pretty well, like nothing too special, but we were up there. And then we just hit this slump, and at one point in December or January, I believe we were 28th or 27th in the league, and it was not looking pretty. My hopes were pretty down there, but then, pun intended, we hit this surge. The storm surge was at full swing. We kept stringing together these wins, and it felt good. By March, we managed to make it to within reach of a playoff spot, but I was still cautiously optimistic because the Hurricanes had the tendency to just collapse in March, and I was kind of expecting the same this year. But we didn't. We just powered through, got a bunch more wins, and by April, we were in a playoff spot. April 4th comes around. All we need to do is beat New Jersey and have the Caps beat the Canadiens, and we're in. I go to this game with the slight hope that that'll actually happen, but I'm expecting either 0 or 1 of those things to happen because it's the Hurricanes, and nothing's ever perfect with the Hurricanes, right? There's about 2 minutes left in this game. We basically guaranteed ourselves the win. I check my phone, see that the Canadiens did in fact lose, and it sunk in, like, holy crap, this is actually happening. We're going to make the playoffs for the first time in 10 years, and I'm here to witness it. And you could just tell everyone in the stadium was thinking the same thing, because that last 1 minute of play was just crazy, all the emotions, and then when they finally showed it on the screen that we've clinched, the whole place went crazy. And that was definitely one of the best feelings in all my time being a Canes fan. So we made the playoffs, and then we get the draw of the Washington Capitals. And I'm like, oh God, they have so much more experience than us. You know, you got Ovechkin, Backstrom. It's not going to be good. So game 1 happens, and midway through the second, we're down 3-0. And I'm like, okay, this confirms my suspicion. We're going to get dominated this whole series. At least we made the playoffs. But no, we pull back in that third period, almost tie it, but unfortunately still get the loss. But that did raise my confidence a little bit. Game 2, we managed to take it to overtime. Unfortunately, still lose, but we were playing decent. But we were also down 2-0 in the series, and my hopes were still pretty low. Game 3 and 4. Let me just say, watching PNC Arena liven up like that, despite being down in the series, after all those seasons of really poor attendance, all those relocation jokes and stuff, was incredible. It was just really awesome to see. We get one really convincing win in Game 3, and a grinded out 2-1 win in Game 4, and I'm feeling pretty good. It's 2-2, but I'm also thinking we need to get Game 5 to have a chance of this series, or else they're just going to finish it in 6 or take it home and win it in 7. We get crushed in Game 5. Hopes go even lower. We get a solid bounce back win in Game 6, and it's time for Game 7. And I'm getting memories of the Hornets Heat series from 2 or 3 years ago. If you guys follow basketball, you know what I'm talking about. But basically, I'm thinking they have home ice advantage. We're just going to get blown out in Game 7, and that'll be it. 10 minutes in, and we're already down 2-0. And I'm thinking, there it is. This is how it's going to end. Might as well enjoy the last 50 minutes of watching the Hurricanes. But no, again, we keep grinding it out, chipping away, and we managed to tie it and send it to overtime. And like I said, I didn't really start following the team until 2010, 2011. So this was my first true playoff Game 7 experience, and it went to overtime. So stress levels were very high, and I wanted nothing more than just to see that puck go behind Holtby. Overtime starts. I'm standing up the entire time, probably way too close to the TV. I tweet out a picture of my heart rate, as you can see. It was really high. That was the most exciting and stressful game I have ever watched. Without a doubt, the most exciting Hurricanes playoff game this season. And first overtime ends. We've gotten chance after chance after chance, but none of them have gone in. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, all right, the Caps are probably just going to get one lucky bounce, and it'll be over. Halfway through double overtime, Mr. Game 7, amazing pass to Brock McGinn with the tip, and it goes in. And I think I can speak for all Hurricanes fans when I say this, but that was definitely the best moment of the playoffs for us, the whole season actually. I wasn't even expecting it, but as soon as I heard John Forsland give that beautiful game-winning call, it was just surreal. Like, we beat the defending champions in this fashion too. That might not seem like such a big deal for you guys who go to the playoffs a lot, but to us, that was huge. And I was ecstatic that whole night. I had to wake up at 6 that next morning. I could not sleep. Second round, we get the Isles. I'm not too sure what to think because obviously I know they're really good. They just swept the Pens. So I'm a little nervous, but at the same time, we've beaten them in the season. It's definitely possible. I'm going to be honest, I didn't really watch much of Game 1 and 2. Game 1, I was actually watching Infinity War during it. So I remember after the movie just checking my phone and seeing a 1-0 overtime win and not being too sure what to think there because that's not really convincing at all. Only thing it said to me was that Mrazek is still playing well. And then I watched the highlights when I get back. And it seems really even between the two teams. Same kind of thing in Game 2. I only watched the end where we just grinded out that 2-1 victory. And again, it seems pretty even. But we have the 2-0 edge in the series, and it's definitely doable. Like we haven't lost at home yet. McElhinney is still going to do great. And sure enough, we get 2 pretty convincing wins at home, and we sweep the Islanders. And if I followed hockey as a 5-year-old, I would probably be getting 2006 flashbacks right here because we're in the Eastern Conference Finals. Like, what? The day after that, we buy tickets to the second home game of the Eastern Conference Finals, not knowing when it is or who we're playing. I'm praying for the Blue Jackets to win because I'm really nervous about Boston, rightly so, but it ends up being the Bruins. Their experience and physicality is just much greater than ours, so I was not confident going into it. And then Game 1 and 2 in Boston, some solid wins from them. I'm thinking we have to win Game 3 or else there's no chance. We drop Game 3. And I can just see the Stanley Cup drifting away. Game 4, down 3-0, backers against the wall. We have some pretty bad seats, but I'm still hyped because this is my first ever Eastern Conference Final game and basically playoff game in general. I mean, I did go to one in like 2009, but all I remember from that is just walking out of RBC Center as a depressed 8-year-old, so there's that. So I was hyped. And all I really wanted was just a close game and hopefully a win, but I wasn't counting on that. So yeah, roll the vlog. First, both teams look solid. It's going to be a good game. Bruins at the end of the second. We look pretty rough. Their power play is just killing us.
is not looking good. Just give me a goal. I just want one goal. Tuukka Rask stays a fucking beast. Want to say something to my video? This dude has been holding his signs all game. They're kind of funny. Get serious. Good series, guys.
Hey, nice job. See you later.
Till next season, Pietrino.
And that ended the 2018-2019 Carolina Hurricanes season. Even though we got swept, I'm still super proud of them. No one, and I mean no one, I'll admit me included, thought they would get this far at all. It feels amazing to have playoff hockey back in North Carolina. A few years ago, basically no one would talk about the Canes, but during this whole playoff stretch, I heard teachers talking about it. I would talk about them to people who I didn't even know watch hockey. I would see the stickers and the flags on the road a lot. Part of the reason I made this video is because I don't think a lot of non-Hurricanes fans really understand how much this meant to us. I'm proud that I stuck by this team for the last 10 years, and the future definitely looks bright. With that, I'm going to end it off. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you later. Peace out.